Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and Season 9 has started, and we are right in with some of the new mons. So, first thing I'm doing is trying Cofagrigous. I think that's how you say it. I have no idea. But, yeah, since he got the Shadow Claw buff, I decided to try him out. Went crazy. I think I went 23-2 here on the first day. As a replacement to Hypno, you might also notice I'm using Munchlax. And I'll explain that in the video. So if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button, and let's get started. I'm going to show two sets here. So Stunfisk, I'm going to switch right away, but you don't have to do this. Shadow Ball's fine. I accidentally missed the click, but this is the first game of Season 9. I haven't played in a few days. So of course I missed the hit there, and you see the IVs on the left. I actually was able to get that in, and hopefully that helps you all out. So this is obviously my first battles, and this is a weird comp already. Ground in the front, ground in the back. Munchlax obviously pretty good. Luckily we don't get the debuff here on the Muddy Water. We knew it was definitely Muddy Water because he switched in. He threw the move way too early. It definitely couldn't have been like Earth Power or Sludge Bomb. It's Sludge Bomb, I think, or Sludge Wave. Those are the two big moves that Seismitoad has. I actually think Seismitoad's really good. It has pretty good bulk. Interesting typing, same as Swampert, but much different moves. So I think I'm going to shield this. This one could be the Earth Power or the Oh, I just let it go. Probably going to get the farm down with... Oh, well, that didn't do as much as I thought. I guess they're both super bulky, so not a lot of damage coming out of the Seismitoad there in a neutral matchup. They do end up coming in with a Charmer, so we've at least gotten the Charmer out of Scrafty's way. And we did take one shield here with that extra Body Slam. So the extra farm down there, pretty nice. And now we'll just go for two Shadow Balls. I'll shield once if I have to. Definitely going to shield once here. And two Shadow Balls should be able to take out the shield and probably bring the A9 pretty low. Cofagrigous is very bulky, so actually not as much damage as you think a Shadow Ball would do. If you're used to it coming from like Haunter or Gengar, Mon with such huge high attack stats. So it doesn't do as much as you think. You would think this does like 60%. I think it barely does 50, but we end up with the shield advantage and the switch, and he's going to just let it go. So the reason I'm using Munchlax is because Registeel is absolutely everywhere. Or that's what it felt like at the end of Season 8. Season 8? Yeah, Season 8. And I always said, I always preached in my videos, if it's going to be a Registeel meta, definitely come in with Munchlax instead of Licky Licky. You just get to these bulldozes I think it is bulldozes much quicker. It does less damage. It's obviously a much worse move than Earthquake. Earthquake's actually a pretty good move, but it's so costly. And yeah, end up trying to go for the farm down here on the Haunch Crow. I thought I was going to have some real troubles here. End up throwing this Body Slam into a resisted Sudowoodo, which is Rock type, but I'm not going to get another move off, so I might as well throw it, and they must have thought I was at the bulldoze there. So definitely we are bringing in Scrafty. You're going to be taking super effective counter damage, but the thing is, I'm also dealing super effective. Sudowoodo is actually a tad bulky, but obviously we're going to Power Punch and then go down, power it down. I don't know its moveset. I'm pretty sure it gets like Stone Edge and Earthquake. I think it's just got massive moves. So I just had to shield in case it's the Earthquake. It doesn't happen. It does happen to be the Stone Edge there. But that's fine. And then after I take the shield with one foul play, Cofagrigous could win in the one shield to 0. But I'm just going to let Scrafty, I'm probably just going to double shield Scrafty and go for the double foul play here. And that should be enough. Actually, this Banette, so Banette actually has Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and I believe Thunder. Oh my god, it has Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I did forget about that, even though I just played these games like 3 hours ago. And then Scrafty, one pupped up, takes it out. All right, game 3. Like I said at the beginning, it's going to be 2 sets, so 10 games. Whimsicott, we do see it up front. It is Razor Leaf. I was going to say it is nicer to see it up front, but Razor Leaf not as big a threat. But I might just go 2 Shadow Balls, take both shields, and then swap Munchlax if they don't let it go. I'm going to shield once as well because they're definitely going to be at like... I think it gets Leaf Blade or Grass Knot. It gets some sort of grass move here. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to just go for the shield advantage here. And then I would swap, since Scrafty's not too scared of this, I want to make sure I have this Cofagrigous in case. You know, am I saying this name right? It's like a coffin, so that's why I'm saying it like that. Okay. Anyways, come in with Munch, and I decided I'm not going to let it get to a move. Since he didn't swap right away, I don't believe he's got a fighter in the back. But I was saying the reason that we were going to save Cofagrigous is because in case they have a fighter in the back. So I really want to go for this Bulldoze. It has Rock Throw, and I'm not too scared if I don't get to this. I believe it learns Surf and... Oh, I said Rock Throw in the beginning. I think that's not the name of that move. I don't get to this move, and yeah, we're gonna farm this all the way down. I don't think I'm gonna shield here. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a Surf or a Rock Throw. Which are the charge moves I believe it has, and now we have, yeah, both of these mon are good against this. Probably just going to throw 2 foul plays since I get to that before they get to a move. And that'll be GG here. So yeah, haven't really noticed a place right in these first 25 games that I played where Munchlax has been like significantly better than Licky Licky. Yeah, this is literally probably the second worst lead you can ever see. I don't know how you can beat Obstagoon, by the way. Obstagoon, nigh invulnerable against this team. I did beat one Obstagoon, but their team comp didn't make a lot of sense. So I imagine that a team comp that has an actual good Obstagoon is actually horrific. So they actually catch my freaking body slam on the Snorlax, and I just cannot believe this. This was literally my 4th battle of the day. I'm still rank 1. And if you're already catching moves, I am in deep trouble because they've obviously come in with what I assume is the 2nd hardest lead in Wigglytuff. Some might say, well, no, because Umbreon's kind of beatable. I think it's Obstagoon, Umbreon. No, I think it's Obstagoon, Wigglytuff, Umbreon as really, really difficult leads to beat. And then Scrafty, but Scrafty is beatable. It is difficult. And then maybe Sableye's not too hard. Everything has play, even though like Cofagrigous loses to Sableye. You have play in the back with no shields and stuff like that. So I just go for this farm down here on the Snorlax. I actually was able to switch out of Munchlax because they did switch instantly. I actually thought they were bringing back in the Wigglytuff here, so I decided to throw a pup. We did take the shield, which is nice, and I believe if I one shield, I can get their 2nd shield, so I'm going to go for that. Unfortunate CMP. The thing is, if I had actually hit that before they did, and they shield, I would go for no shield here. I'm actually hoping they don't shield, but either way, this is going to be a Cofagrigous game. And I'm going to need to... Oh, I forgot I saved that move. I'm even better than I thought. No, I actually was playing really well today. I don't think I've ever had this good a start, 23-2. I believe last season I started 20-5, maybe? Or 21-4, something like that. And then I remember the 2nd day was very difficult. So we'll see if tomorrow I just get absolutely destroyed. But this was a very good first test run. We have the shield here, and then we can go Psychic. I think y'all have already noticed I decided to go Psychic and Shadow Ball, and that is to have a little more play against Wigglytuff. And I don't think Dark Pulse really gains you anything in this team comp. Obviously, Dark Pulse as a bait move is better in possibly other team comps, but I have a Dark in the back, and I have like a Ghost in the back as well. So Dark move is not going to do very much against like fighters. I'm also scared of maybe a Nidoqueen. Yeah, so trying to play against some of the poison types a little more, and obviously against the dark types as well. And then the normal types also. The normal fairy, specifically Wigglytuff, I guess. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. So yeah, they come in with a Charmer, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But it isn't Wigglytuff, so I can throw the Shadow Ball at it. And I think if they shield, I'm just going to switch anyways into Munchlax, start eating some of this damage on a more bulky Mon. But since they decided not to shield, you know what? I'm going to get a little bit more energy, see what they do. I switch instantly here to Scrafty, because now I know Scrafty can beat the Steel and Ice type by just going straight pup. I've got 2 shields. I'll probably use one on this Lapras. I'll probably use both on this Lapras. The best that Lucario can do is Power Up Punch. Well, that's not true. It could have Close Combat or something like that, but it's so low that it won't be able to get to one of those moves. I believe it has Aura Sphere and Close Combat. Those are those 2 fighter moves that it can have. But he's only done 4 counters, I believe. So he's 1 away from a pup. And he would be like 3 away from a Close Combat. So not too scared of that, because as you can see, 3 would have KO'd. I am going to shield either way, because I know Lapras is probably not going to make it to a move. And even if it does, the Munchlax is at full HP. So GG here. And this is the first set down, I believe, and this is a 5-0. I've sped up the sets as well, just because a lot of these can be pretty long here. So I think season rewards have changed too. Oh, also, man, I should have said this at the beginning, but if you have not logged into the game or gone into the battle part of the section, definitely throw on a star piece. They're giving, if you hit legend, you get 200,000 Stardust. And if you throw the star piece on, it gives you 50% more, right? So that ends up being 300,000 Stardust, which is a ton. But if you remember these first early levels, the battle line doesn't give you as much until you get higher up. So this is something to think about. So Greedent, another thing I want to try out. I did make one, but this was working out so well. And then I also thought, like, what do I do against Scrafty? What do I do against Skarmory lead? What do I do against Registeel lead? Well, Cofagrigous is probably good against Registeel. I should probably check that out. Actually, must win, right? It must. But I was really thinking about that Skarmory matchup. What would I do against Skarmory? And I really didn't like Greedent in the back versus Skarmory, since it resists Body Slam, and I guess you'd be throwing Crunch, which is okay. Actually, I should probably look at that matchup too. The thing is, I just don't know a lot of those matchups, so might as well come in with a backline I really understand and know, even though I haven't used Munchlax in about a season and a half, maybe 2 seasons. It's been a while, but you know, I know a lot of those matchups, and I'm just coming back in with it. This Body Slam probably doesn't KO, but the problem is we're not going to be able to farm down before they farm down, even though it's just Bullet Seed, because they double resist these licks, and we don't resist Bullet Seed at all. Even though it is a very low damage move, it's still neutral, so it's definitely doing more. Probably going to come in with Scrafty, yeah. Definitely can't afford to just take a Crunch or something like that on Cofagrigous. We actually end up getting the debuff here. The first time we've been debuffed with the move, nice. And I really don't want to switch out until I get shields, so I decide I'm going to bait the shield here. They obviously have something weak in the back to Scrafty, but I'm just going to go for both shields. Going to shield this. It could be a return. They're definitely going to throw foul play. They already saw we baited, so they're going to bait back. It makes sense, but I'm unwilling to take that, especially debuffed, and especially knowing that I'm just going to try to get out of here after this with the shield advantage, then switch to Cofagrigous, shield if they stay in, and get a huge energy advantage. They actually end up just taking it there. They come in with the Umbreon. We're definitely going to be able to farm it down. Even with this debuff, definitely not going to be enough. Especially since we were already 1 pupped up. Okay, Cofagrigous in the mirror. I decided to switch into Scrafty instantly, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, I decided to go for the 1 shield. Now, this is pretty crazy because a lot of them are running Dark Pulse, and they would obviously beat me to Dark Pulse by... maybe not on the first one, but I think they beat you on the second one. I think. Because I think Dark Pulse is 50 energy. And then, yeah. And then Shadow Ball is 55, I'm pretty sure. I'm definitely not the energy counting guy like that. I just count the moves out. But I don't actually know the moves for Cofagrigous. I've never really used a Shadow Claw user before, actually. Well, I've used Haunter. Here I decide not to shield because I just hope it's not a Leaf Blade, and I'm not sure a Leaf Blade would have KO'd us, but it actually probably would have KO'd on the counters there. They decide to go for the boost, which is great. It's going to give us a chance to maybe get this down. And even if we don't get it down, going to come in with Cofagrigous, probably just shield once. Maybe not even shield. Maybe we were on the 1 shield Scrafty plan since everything is already like pretty good against Scrafty. And hope for the best. Yeah, you see I'm switching into Scrafty right away. Does end up being a Swampert. I'm just going to go straight foul play. We do have one shield. I believe this is going to be shielded because Hydro Cannon is neutral damage. Everything Cofagrigous can do to Scrafty is going to be resisted. So I'm not too worried about that. I decided to throw here. I definitely miscounted. I thought it was one before, but it ends up not KOing anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. We have a little bit of extra energy. Does CMP tie, which is great. Although if we threw this into Cofagrigous, that would have been fine as well. They don't have enough time to get to another anyways, and yeah, this is just going to take a foul play. Now, it is very bulky, and I think even against Sableye from this health, they actually live, so this probably does live. And then we do a resisted counter to take it out. All right, game 2 of set 2. So Tropius, this is somewhere where Hypno is actually pretty nice. Can throw the double super effective ice punches. Unfortunately, not going to have that same idea here, but we do get to 2 Shadow Balls, I believe, before they get to 2 Leaf Blades. Leaf Blade, one of the best moves in the game. Actually, I think it's the most DPE move in the game. And its cost is so low. Man, if more things have Leaf Blade, you'd be seeing it so much. But yeah, so few of them do. So we're going to get that second shield, and then I think I'm just going to switch to Munchlax if I can here. Try to soak up some of that damage if they decide to throw. Or, actually, if they throw, it's great. Because now, if they throw and switch, even Scrafty can take this out with just counters. So, great. That they throw this, whether or not they switch or not, into some sort of hard counter. And they end up not switching, and I think I pressed the body slam there. Did I? I hope I didn't, because I would love to farm this down at this point. Oh, yeah, we do farm. And we get the Bulldoze off against the Stun Fist, so that's pretty nice, but we're not going to make it to 2 because I think that we're in range of an Earthquake at this point. We're pretty low with a lot of farm. Maybe we're in Rock Slide range. It's actually close. Yeah, I bet he could Rock Slide farm us down from here. But Scrafty will be able to come in and get some farm. Yeah, pretty good from the opponent here. But we do have a good Mon to bring in. I may actually even shield this first move. They will not get to 2 moves. So yeah, I'm not really pressured by Tropius. He's fully out of energy. We can actually just counter him down. And we're hoping that what's in the back is like a Bastiodon or something, right? And even if it is something neutral, we have so much energy on Scrafty here that we can almost beat it for sure. Only thing that would be tough is a Charmer, obviously. I decided to go for the Pup just because I don't want to take too much damage. I'm going to ramp anyways into the last matchup if it's a neutral matchup, so might as well start ramping now. Does actually end up being Sableye, but we have a huge energy lead. I'm just going to go double foul play. Shield the first thing he does. Even if it's a foul play, that's perfectly okay. Never going to make it to a foul play and a return. So their whole play would be to just throw the return and hope that we call a bait for some reason. But even that might not be enough because we do have Cofagrigous in the back and we would just shield a foul play anyways. Unless we're in farm down range, which possibly we are. But yeah, that's going to be GG here. And that's what I was saying earlier, the foul play, not even KOing, even though we were pumped up once from about 70% here, or 60, 65. And but we are able to farm it down, and we're on to game 4. Azumarill. So this is a fine matchup. I don't even think I'm looking to switch here. I think that we just naturally win this. I actually have no idea. I believe if they go straight Hydro Pump, or if you get hit by a Hydro Pump, you're pretty screwed. But otherwise, you know, this is fine. They actually end up throwing in something that we can already counter. I'm just going to go for... we switched a little late. Sometime, if I switch too late, I'll go for double pup. If I switch on time, I'll just go for 1 pup and a farm down, knowing that they will only make it to a Earthquake and a Rock Slide. But I'm going to be thrown into the Azumarill matchup, so not going to shield there. But since they threw the Rock Slide, you know, I'm deciding, you know what, they could make it to an Earthquake if I try to farm down, but if I throw a double power-up punch, now they won't make it to that Earthquake. So I leave myself in a great position. And we also know it's last Mon now. This is great. I can throw the foul play here. Probably going to get a shield. But if it doesn't, it's going to do great damage. We're 2 pupped up. And yeah, at this point, I think I'm in like a Munchlax game here. And since we landed the first one, now we can freely throw this. Probably this will get a shield, even though they know it's a pup, because it would KO, and they want to use this energy on something. I'll probably throw Munchlax in because the Munchlax can just bulk it. Plus, we have so much energy. Oh, I must be shielding it. Okay, coming in, Cofagrigous, and shielding is fine too. At this point, Munchlax could beat both of these Mon, but we have so much energy here on Cofagrigous anyways that I can throw 2 Shadow Balls. We accidentally go above 100 energy. Not the best, but I didn't want them to sneak in a move anyways. But yeah, it's GG at this point. I think they end up going for a no shield here because they know that we just are going to win this one for sure. All right, GG. All right, let's get into the last game of the second set here. I'll show my other sets hopefully over time. Umbreon, really bad lead. Going to switch to Munchlax instantly. We really have no way to pressure Umbreon, but this is really good here. So I think less experienced people usually throw in their safe swap at this point, and their safe swap's usually Azumarill or something that Munchlax can just destroy. And a lot of people don't know, but like Azumarill's really bad against Lick normal type Mon. You lose every shield situation. If they have a 3-lick, if I have a 3-lick advantage, which obviously we had like a 10-lick advantage or something like that. So I just want to win switch here. I need to get Scrafty onto Umbreon. I'm not really thinking or caring what's in the back. For Cofagrigous, I almost said like I don't even know what I was going to say. Cofagrigous. So I'm going to shield here and then just farm down. But they'll probably just bring back an Umbreon and try to go for like this big farm, which is fine. But we're going to be able to get it super low from a billion of these body slams. Oh, they actually end up coming in with Skarmory. So definitely not going to shield anything here. We're going to throw all these resisted body slams. We're going to probably get to 3. I think they're just going to go for a full farm down. The thing is, we'll just save our shield for Scrafty and against the I almost said Tropius, the Skarmory here. But we're going to bring Cofagrigous into Skarmory. We don't have any energy, and they actually end up throwing, so that's great for us. But I probably won't shield anything. And then they end up switching into Umbreon, and this is great. Now I can just power up through this all the way, and then just power up through the Skarmory as well. Even though the Skarmory has a lot of energy, one shield takes away a lot of that energy. So that takes away 50% of the energy, at the very least 50 energy, I believe is how much it costs for a Sky Attack. Yeah, and that game, that's pretty much a wrap on this game. Definitely just going to power up through everything. We still have a full Cofagrigous if they somehow get to 2 moves on Skarmory, but I highly doubt they'll even get to 2 moves. And they won't be able to just farm us down either. Yeah, we were just able to win the swap and pull back. Now, see, I think if you're the Umbreon user, and this is really going to hinder me a lot to tell you all this, but if you're the Umbreon user, stand for a while, throw a move or 2 at the Munchlax. What is it going to do to you? It's not really going to do much. You don't really need a lot of health to beat Cofagrigous. You probably could beat it at like 40% or 30% or something weird like that. And then you can assuredly win the matchup against Munchlax with Skarmory or Azumarill. But if you're going to switch in instantly to Azumarill or Skarmory, Munchlax beats both of those. So in all shield scenarios, all used shield scenarios, so the 1s and the 2s. So I'm definitely willing to win switch if I have to. A lot of times I do like to just leave 1 or 2 shields for Scrafty in the end, like a 1 or 2 shield advantage. But you know, if they're going to let me win the switch, I will take the switch, especially with something such as Umbreon lead, which is very difficult for me to beat. All right, thank you so much. Season 9 is upon us. Hopefully we'll see a lot more. I do want to see Nidoking. I actually have a rank 1 Nidorino that turns into Nidoking. I haven't decided if I'm going to make it because I'm trying to save as much dust as I can. I might make a actual good Bastiodon instead of using the terrible one that I have, the lucky one. That's level 39 from before XLs. But we'll see if I do that or not. Anyways, thank you so much for your support here on YouTube, and thank you to the support from my Patreons. Patrick Juan, Rodrigo Cal, Marlon Date, Josh Lambert, and Norris JT791. Yeah, that's where I'll leave you, and I'll see you in the next one.